You're listening to a Stand Up New York podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to A Girl's Guide. I am your host, comedian Chanel Ali, and this is my podcast that offers tips and tools for you to handle your weed and liquor better. My guest is no stranger to talking into microphones, but is awfully loud off camera right now. We welcome comedian, writer, Andre D Thompson. Welcome. Oh, you're doing that thing like Lil Yachty was doing?
Well,
one of those rappers? Dang, one of those rappers was sitting like that on the interview, swinging his feet.
Bobby Shmurda.
Bobby Shmurda. That's who you are. You're the comedian Bobby Shmurda in the chair right now.
No, I don't got no fucking felonies.
Wait,
Bobby,
where is he from? Brooklyn?
Bobby from Brooklyn.
Yeah. Did you know him?
No.
No, for everybody at home, Andre is one of the very few, very rare, homebred New York City comedians.
This is what I'm realizing that's a thing. I didn't notice that was like oh shit, you're like an actual one. I didn't know that was everybody move here.
Everybody moves here. I can't believe it. You grew up in Queens.
Brooklyn, Queens.
Oh, okay.
And then Brooklyn, Queens. Between both.
Okay, nice. So but you feel like you identify more as a Queens guy.
No. Necessarily. Honestly,
New York
Brooklyn,
City.
Yeah.
You a New York City kid.
Yeah. I don't have like huge borough pride. I'm from fucking Brooklyn, nigga. I don't feel that.
Because you just jumped into it right there so good, though.
Yeah, because I know what that guy is.
Because you know those guys.
Yeah, I know that.
Some of them are your cousins.
Absolutely. Well, my cousins, they Jamaican, so they have that for Jamaica. But even there, it's still the same thing. Like, nowhere is different, bro. Like, you go to any country, they gonna rep their area. Some people will rep their area very fucking hard, and I just don't have that part.
I think that's healthy.
I like New York. I'll cheer for the Knicks.
I don't like too much hometown pride.
But
historically, it leads to bad things.
Like, first of all, I don't own nothing.
You're like, this is not my place.
It's not my. I don't own no part of the block, house, nothing. The fuck I got all this pride for?
We're gonna work on it though.
I'm gonna work on it.
I want you to be careful with the pillow and the plant, because the thing about Andre is that he doesn't know his own strength often.
Also, I want to put this little caveat: this plant fake as fuck.
Why you gotta bring that up? Nobody at home would know.
You know what?
See, now this is why I thought you was from Queens, because that's some Queens shit.
the plant
hey,
real.
FYI, she got fake plants in here.
No. The plant. This is top quality plant right here, boy. This top shelf. What's this? Aloe? This aloe?
It's shallow.
Shallow aloe. Yeah.
I want to talk about what it was like for you when you first started like going out in New York City as like an 18-year-old or 21-year-old. Like when you first started going to bars and clubs.
Bars and clubs. Bars I don't think I even like stepped foot, seen nothing to do with a bar until comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy, honestly, doing stand-up showed me most of... Honestly, before stand-up, I would, go to school, go to the park. If I was in like a extracurricular type activity. Yeah. Like at one point I was doing martial arts, so I'll go to but that was right down the block.
So you weren't really engaging in the nightlife activities.
Fuck no. Like here and there, I might go to one or two little parties.
Yeah.
But like I was never... in the crowd type
So in
thing.
high school, you weren't like drinking, you weren't smoking?
Nah.
And if people tried to pass you a drink when you were in high school, what would you say?
They didn't really try to pass me a drink. I wasn't really invited.
They were scared.
I wasn't really invited to the places where they was like, I've been to like one or two parties in high school, but I think for the 4 years, I mean, plus counting the 1 year after everybody's still kind of friends.
Yes.
I went to... in total, probably 2 parties. I was never like, where the party at? It was not like that. I was.
And then you started smoking, which is also very unique for not only a New York City comedian, but just a comedian in general. You started smoking weed like halfway into your very successful career. I've never seen that.
No, I think I started doing stand up at 18. And then I think my first time like getting high at all, I was 26, 27.
Wow. Unheard
so,
of for this podcast.
Yeah, so like it was super late.
Yeah.
And then even when I started doing that, I didn't even start it like, oh, I'm gonna just start smoking. I remember I bought a couple edibles and then I went home
and you looked at them.
I cut them up. Right, and I wrote down the dosage for the original packaging.
Now, see, this is a cross culture thing that you have, because you're trying to cross culture like bodybuilding and meal planning.
I guess, yeah,
with actual weed and relaxation.
I legitimately
and those are very conflicting ideas.
I was like dose protocol shit. Like I took this much of the edible, and then it felt like this. I would write it down.
Yeah.
How I felt after the edible, and then what did I do? I made like a little journal of my weed experience.
Yeah.
Until I like knew what I would feel.
So you were documenting like March 28th.
This one I vividly
is here.
Yeah, I vividly remember this one. Like, I had the little composition book.
Oh my gosh.
I had it was like a little Jolly Rancher style candy. It was cut up in, I think that was like 75 milligrams. So I probably cut that up in
that's a big
4.
one. Yeah.
So then I cut it up in 4 little chunks. Took one, and then I took one and laid down in the bed. And I was like, all right, buddy, just wait.
You're like, stay in the zone.
Any minute now. I waited for this shit, and then it took a while.
It takes at least an hour sometimes.
But I didn't know that, so I'm just in the bed, just like, yo, this shit crazy. By myself, not doing.
You're like, I'm seeing things on my ceiling I never saw before.
Dumb, but yeah.
But I think that's a really healthy lesson, and that sometimes people try to do or experiment with weed in a group setting first, before they do it by themselves and master their own highness. Yeah. And I feel like you need to find your highness sometimes. Like, you need to find what is comfortable for you, and you can't do that unless you have trial and error in a safe space. And what's more safe than your own home? So I say that to people all the time who say like, I get weird on weed, or I have anxiety. I'm like, word, you might just need to smoke alone. And some of those people are like, no, I've been smoking alone. It's like really bad. Weird. It's a bad thing. I have to call people and they hate it. And I'm like, okay, well, for y'all, but for these other people, I'm like, have you ever tried
for
like
you,
doing it yourself?
If you like by yourself and it's still uncomfortable, just hang it up.
You don't gotta do it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with just being like, I don't know, drink coffee or something. Yeah. Take a different
And I'm
drug.
a big fan of perpetrating. Like, if you're smoking because you're trying to make the smokers around you feel more comfortable, then like smoke something else. Get you a hookah, get you a pen,
this
get
is
you
what I feel.
anything that makes you feel like you still are participating and comfortable, like whatever you call it.
Because when I've always hung around people that smoked and shit.
Yeah, I remember
even without smoking.
You was never very judgy though.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
so I'm
I would be around you and be zooted, and I would be like, oh, I wonder if like Andre doesn't like that I'm smoking this very.
I'll sit in even if I'm not smoking and I'm in here and everybody's lighting. Yeah. We could burn this bitch down. I'm chilling. I'm not gonna, even if a little contact high, it's still not the same. That's when people talk about contact high. I'm like, can you fucking stop?
Yeah.
Can you stop? Whoa.
Unless you have been smoking in like a 2-seater car. I don't have that much sympathy for contact high unless it's a very it's quantity. We're talking
you
measurements.
Gotta be in a small ass space, and they have to be going for it.
Absolutely.
With no ventilation whatsoever. Yeah. And you got to be in there for a while for me to actually believe you high just because you was breathing. If
your scary stepdad put you in his 1970s Corvette and hotboxed it for at least 30 minutes, then I'll believe that you have contact. But other than that, I don't believe it sometimes.
That's a good fucking memory, 1970s.
Because those things probably closed with a nice seal on it. They had a heavy door.
You a car person?
I love cars. Yeah, we talked about this.
What's your favorite car?
Don't ask me my favorite car.
Nah, come on, yo, give me the whip.
This is the Girls Guide podcast, so we're gonna talk about our favorite cars now. Okay.
Come on, yo, represent for the ladies.
So excited. What's your favorite car? You don't tell me right now.
Don't tell me.
He's known me for years. You have to wait. I want to talk about, because I didn't give a chance to say your credits, but Andre's a very funny comedian. He's been joking for a long time. You might have seen him on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. He's also a writer for Charlamagne the God's show, The God's Honest Truth. I would say you've had a really great run, especially as a New York City born and bred comedian.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
You're not done yet, but also Have you felt like your lifestyle has changed more now? Do you feel like you go to higher end parties and places and entertainment, things like that?
That part is very funny, yo. I feel like there's there's like many different levels of these little transformations and adjustments where it's like sometimes you don't. I feel like not even sometimes. Most times, I feel like in my seat, I don't realize it. You know what I mean? Like one of the things I was telling Babbitt the other day, where we was coming from some show, we just hanging out and shit, and we're kind of like, I guess we were reminiscing about growing up watching the comics we look up to, and I'm like, well, kind of now, bro. Even though it don't feel like what we imagine as children, comparing it to those careers of these fucking titans,
right?
We are it now.
We still have the impact, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
if you go home right now, I'm speaking to everybody listening, and you watch Andre on The Tonight Show, not only will you see somebody that of our generation you can identify with his humor and how he uses his art to tell his story. Oh, sure. You'll also see his iPhone charger sticking out of his pocket. You'll also see his iPhone charger sticking out of his pocket. And that's how you know.
Hey, look at this.
We have arrived. None of the comedians on BET and Doing Comic View had any electrical issues or cords. Now Bobby Brown was performing on late night and definitely dropped some cocaine on the stage. But that's a very different thing. You know?
Speedy recovery.
We are the new generation.
We are that, yo. We're like I've kind of likened it to this moment of like, sometimes you're like a spectator. Yeah. Right? So like I feel like if I'm using a metaphor, you're watching a basketball game. Professional NBA level game, and you're watching the game, and then you see the coach of the team that you're cheering for call timeout, and then he's taking somebody off the court, and then he looks and goes, "Get the fuck in there," and then he looks at you, and you going, "Me?" and you look down, and you're like, "Oh shit, I got on a jersey.
I'm on the team."
This whole fucking time, you're not realizing you were part of it. Get in there,
yeah.
And it's like that's something that's fucking massive for me, because I had mad times where I'm like, I guess doubting my ability.
The overall term I think we call it like imposter syndrome.
All of that shit.
And I think for especially young black artists, we feel the weight of that like 10 times
all
full.
Of that shit. And then it's like, it comes up mad times, because like I remember the first time I went to LA for comedy, doing the stand-up NBC shit, they had this one part after the show and everything. I got this meeting with Fox. I'm in the Fox studio, 21st, well, this shit. Just being there enough is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like
right?
You feel it.
It's like, oh shit. And I get there and I'm talking to the lady and she goes, so you think you're gonna win? And I'm like, I had a good set and everything, but even being here is crazy. This kind of like a win right now. She's like, I don't want to hear that. And I'm like, you don't get it. Nobody whatsoever that I'm related to, grew up with, or anything knows anyone
that does
in this.
Yes.
There's no phone calls.
Yes.
Texts, nothing.
I'm not following my father's footsteps.
If I did, I would be a mechanic. Like, this is not in nobody's cards.
Yeah.
Like, we wasn't supposed to meet, you goofy fuck. Like, like the fact I met you is just by the luck of chance or whatever. Yeah. The ability that was given to me was I could use words in a certain way, and now you found me. But otherwise,
and when you were younger, you got in trouble, right? You were.
I wasn't a bad kid. I was always a nerd, kind of like chill. And the only thing that would happen, people would pick on me, classic regular bully shit. But I could fight, and I would just have a bad temper.
But now that like your family and friends know you as like a guy who writes for TV and has been on TV and does comedy, all across the country at this point, do you feel like their interactions with you have changed?
Yeah, interactions change some.
Because I'm on a new show. I got to brag on myself. I'm on a new show on the CW. Thank you very much. Fridays, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Filmed it in England, across the countries,
other times,
and
wherever
the
you
borders.
Are. And this show just came out this month. And so in the last few weeks, people have started to recognize me a little more on the street.
Hell yeah.
And it's been quite an experience. In Philly at home, this guy said to me, yeah, I seen you on the new show on the WB.
The WB?
And I immediately burst into song, the WB.
The WB.
Long as you pay me residual fee.
Did he tip his hat?
I was like, yo, but like gave me this crazy flashback of when I used to watch the WB. And also, if you really are real, I am on the WB. I'm on the gentrified WB. So if I could have gone back in time and told Little Chanel, you see that singing, dancing frog?
That nigga going.
One day they're gonna gentrify. He's out of here. He's out. Problematic.
Gone.
Not gonna last past the 2000s. They're gonna trust you. They're gonna put you on TV. You know, I think she would have been like, yeah, I kind of could see that, but I would have been like, keep it down. Like, don't tell too many people. You know.
I had like how many different? Is it renditions?
Yeah.
Of a dream or the, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
At 12 years old, where you like, I'm gonna be a Fortune 500.
Yes, I thought I was gonna be a lawyer.
I
told myself. I even remember being like,
go.
And I think that's also something comedians do all the time, because comedians are good chameleons. We're good at mimicking a lot of talented people.
That's fucking dope. You point that out.
It's so true. If you watch the movie Fame, I could talk about this all day. If you watch the movie Fame, they all go to this performing arts high school in New York, and all of them are an actress or a dancer or a singer or whatever. The one character that can never find himself, who takes every class, is the comedian. And he ends up doing comedy. He ends up having someone point it out to him, like, this is who you are. This is why you are always trying to find yourself and you communicate this way. And then he becomes a comedian. Obviously, he starts doing drugs and drinking too much, and he never hears his podcast, so he doesn't make it. but it's crazy because he could have with a little direction, you know?
I fucking played mad different sports. And like each one, once I began, I was like, this is it. This is what I was down here for.
The catcher.
This is what God gave me. Like everything I signed up for, I was ready to tat it on my body. Like, this is who I am. I always overcommit. Always over fucking commit. Yes. I was locked in for everything. And then also, speaking about if I was following my father's footsteps, that was another dream at one point. Where I was like,
a professional athlete?
No. Like, I was gonna be like a Honda mechanic, but like, I wanted to be at the dealership with. There's like certain levels of.
Like, you wanted to be a specialist.
I'm like, you bring me the right type of engines. Like, in my head, like I was going for that.
I can see you honestly in a mechanic's like garage, just bench pressing an engine, just like not fixing it. Andre, you've just been throwing around these big parts all day. You have to like fix the engine. I had mad
different like. When you talk about that chameleon shit, I really did that to the fullest.
I mean, what were your jobs before you became a comedian?
It's funny you said that. I was on the train and I was going through shit, trying to be fake productive while I'm still on the train, and I'm going through a little iBook, but I found a PDF of my
resume.
Yes, the first one. So like I worked at Lady Foot Locker, Foot Action. I worked at the Bristol, which is a senior center home. I was a waiter at the senior center home because they had a little restaurant inside. I worked at Enterprise Parking Cars. I did TaskRabbit. I worked at a trucking company moving furniture across the country. First time I ever went to LA was in the back of a fucking truck sleeping on a cot.
Yes.
Like moving furniture in Minnesota and then moving furniture in Pittsburgh and in Colorado.
And then a couple years later, you was getting flued out.
It's that shit was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, that's so
legitimately, the bed was the size of where you're sitting on the couch, not the whole joint. Right. And it was two of those stacked up, little prison bed and a little sheet. Yeah. And then you just wake up, oh shit, we in New Mexico, 5 a.m, time to lift the couch. Like, that was what it was on a regular basis. I did that shit. Where the fuck else I worked, yo? I worked at a supplement store. I worked at a fucking sports supplement store.
I knew you when you was supplement storing.
Like, I had mad jobs.
Yeah, I was suspicious then. I was like, is he stealing these supplements?
I had mad jobs, yo.
So you know a lot about supplements, right?
I know a decent amount.
You know a lot about the body and how it processes a lot of things.
A little decent amount.
Do comedians ever ask you for like body advice?
Yeah, boy comedians more.
Yes, right. Talk that shit.
Girl comedians ask some shit every once in a while, not too much.
Yeah.
Maybe like it's always really light. Like, hey, is this cool if I eat this? Is this crazy?
Yeah.
Be like, yes or no, light explanation, she good.
But do boy
comments are like, bro,
fix
my
me.
back. Yeah,
fix me.
How you get, cause this shit right here, when I was trying to, my neck, and it's like, what the fuck?
They just pointing that shit.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know you, nigga. What the shit?
I don't envy.
They be coming across falling apart. My sciatic. If you don't get the fuck out my face.
You have a supplement that'll make me taller.
Meanwhile, all the women asking is like, "Hey, is this salad like actually good? Because the dressing might be too much."
Because they have actually done some research and
that's about it. It's like a small nudge me in the right direction.
Yeah.
I got the rest. The dude be like, "Son, my ankle." Help me, nigga.
He's like, I sprained this when I was 17, right?
I'm like, bro, I'm not your doctor.
I know. I'm not going to the doctor, Andre. Just give me a supplement.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? I can't do nothing. I got nothing for you.
I had a feeling that was true. I was like, I bet you boy comedians always come up to him like, how do I take my shirt off in public?
But also, these fuckers,
you're scaring me when you pick up shit. I want the camera to roll back and show them the fear I just felt when you picked that thing up because it's not. It's not, and it's crazy because I know that you're not gonna hurt me. You're my friend, but I know that you don't know your own strength.
That's fun. She's low.
I was like, where you about to? He's about to flip this whole room. He's gonna flip this whole room.
Nah, I just remembered like when I was just starting out, I used to get roasted by only the guy comics.
Oh yeah, because they hated you, I'm sure.
No girl comics was roasting me. They
No.
didn't even pay attention. Either they didn't pay attention, didn't see me, or was like, hey, nice shoulders. Kept it moving. It was one of the three. Dudes, like this nigga eating apples, bitch. Fucking
Banana
bitch eating apples.
Drinking water.
You going to the parade eating apples?
Homo.
That was it. That was it on a regular basis every day.
I kind of like it though.
And then I saw these same fat asses wearing sweatsuits and all kind of garbage. You know these be trying to wear the sweat.
Yes.
Say they wear the garbage bag.
Oh
shit.
yeah, try to get themselves a
like
sweat.
If you don't get your little tubby ass.
And you're like, that's not what I told you to do. When
That's
you
not
came
gonna
over
work,
here
dummy.
And you asked me about your sciatica. I told you what you needed to do.
Oh well.
I want to talk about a car ride that we took.
Hell yeah.
Which
one?
You don't know which one I'm about to talk about?
The one where I ain't had no license?
Yes, that one.
Fuck was I nervous.
So Andre picks me up. He's my opener. We're going on the road. We need to drive like 2 hours to like some outside of Philadelphia location. We get in the car from his house and traffic is terrible. Yep. According to the maps, we're going to be like 45 to an hour late for this show, which is not acceptable for two black comedians traveling to Pennsylvania hoping to get paid. So we decide to keep going. Like we're just going to drive. I tell him, hey, let's just drive and stay calm. Something he's never heard of. So then, within maybe 20 minutes, Andre realizes he doesn't have his license. He doesn't have his wallet. He doesn't even have any money if we need gas. And he's like, oh, what should we do? And I'm like, well, we should keep moving forward because we can't turn back now. And we have to stay calm and keep going. And then Andre proceeds to stress eat the healthiest snacks I've ever seen. For the next 40 minutes, this man, it was like watching a cartoon character, like a magician pulling stuff out of a hat. You were like, here's another banana. Here's some granola. Here's another banana. Here's an orange. Every time I turned around, he's driving a car and peeling a new fruit. And then by the third banana, he looks to me like, you're not worried? You're not stressed? I was like, I mean, I am worried. Obviously, there's a predicament that's happening to both of us, but I tend to stay calm and try to stay rational. And I felt like you almost were gonna like Fred Flintstone that car. I thought you were gonna push through the end and just pedal us.
When you said he needs to stay calm, anybody who knows me, not even deeply well, just know me enough, knows.
Yeah.
He needs to stay calm. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I can't sit. I start thinking about every single fucking variation of. You remember the Doctor Strange nigga when you saw blinking and he was like, yo, I calculated every possible.
And now I'm enraged.
I'm like, I've thought of every way this shit could go left.
Yeah.
I gotta stop now.
You have a temper.
I'm terrified.
But I also think that's part of being an artist in that we feel our feelings fully.
Jeez Louise.
You know, like when you're anxious, you're very anxious. You know, when you're angry, you're very angry. You know,
that's pretty true.
When you're happy, It's annoying. Everybody
That's
hates it.
pretty true.
You won't shut up about it.
That's pretty.
You know, so I think it's a bit of a natural thing.
But you still, some people are still more calm even on that spectrum.
That's true. And I also think it's like certain people have to identify what makes them calm. And in that same scenario, I don't know if you remember me saying this because you were like almost hulking out.
Hell yeah.
You were about to be Black Hulk in the car. I said to you, one of the reasons I'm so calm right now is because I'm helping you. Because you are so anxious, and I'm recognizing that it would be good energy for me to spend helping you, and that service makes me very calm.
That's good.
So it makes me very calm to be like, hey, let me help you to a certain extent. I don't want you freaking out all the time. Please don't throw anything at me. But no, so I saw that you were tweeting about Jonathan Majors, and
Sheesh.
I know that's really, really hard to watch another talented Black artist have their world kind of crumble. And if you're not aware, Jonathan has had some controversy and recently got dropped by his management. And we know enough from being on the inside that if your management and your PR, who have a vested interest in making millions and millions upon millions of dollars with you in prime time franchises, decide to step away, then they've done their due diligence and have decided that they can't spin it. Something they found.
Some shit is too much.
Too much for them to even have an insurance policy on it, you know? Because that's really what it is, you know? But I think that's a lesson in controlling your temper.
Fuck, I got lessons in controlling my temper way earlier and way heavier than that.
Yeah.
The truth that, like, I had brothers, they not here no more, and one, you don't know where he at, and then friends, not here no more. And then, like, it's just literally, like, on some shit where you go, this is what happens. Anybody that has, if you've been in a fight, you got into a couple or whatever, or if you even consider yourself a tough guy.
Yeah.
Somebody's tougher, bro.
Somebody has more reckless.
Somebody you don't care deeper than you.
Has nothing more to lose than you ever thought.
And then also, even past that, fighting hurt. Even if you good at it.
They hit you sometimes.
Even if you're good at it, the shit still hurt. You're human. You got pain receptors all over this. It's painful.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's not cool. It don't feel good. It don't let you last long. It's gonna fuck your money up. It's like, I can't find a benefit. The only way this could work for me is if I went down another path that I had once upon a time believed I was going, where I was going to be a professional fighter. I went to go get the test and everything. Like,
what is the test? What they test you for?
They make you do a physical, so they can test if you're like, you can pass. Like,
if you can handle maybe being rocked around a little
legitimately,
bit.
There's a certain standard of like, here's the baseline numbers for each thing. You got to pass these numbers. You're in. You're good. One of them I didn't pass, and I swear to God, that probably was the only.
Was it the temper one?
No, it was like at the time. At the
they
time,
were like,
I had,
we told Andre we didn't have any more bananas in.
Yeah, it was something where it was like, yo, we don't like this number on his sheet, so we were like, he can't pass the physical, so I couldn't compete boxing at the time, and that like shut it down. And I'd probably be a different life.
When you think about like all of the young guys that you grew up with, people you were related to even, who had drastically different pasts than you, do you think it comes down to like your household? Do you think it comes down to like you and your mom?
No, I give mad credit to my family, mom, like all of that, like for sure. Like even when you think about something as simple as this, like I started stand up at 18, fresh out of high school. I'm still going to community college and shit, but I'm doing stand up at night and whatever. And I just continued doing that. Although I was working to support the household and pay money, you know, rent and shit and bills with these part-time gigs and whatever money I was earning. Yeah. It still could have been harder. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if my mom was just like, yo, get out? Yeah. Just simple, just a small.
Your big ass eats too much.
A small thing of, well, you know,
go
you 25.
Out on your own.
You 25, you big as fuck. Hit it, nigga. Bye.
But I think that's also a sign that she knew that you had a better chance if you had a safe space and weren't being forced out.
It don't even matter where it came from. The fact that they gave me that is still something. You know what I mean? Like, there was, I remember the shit talking about the first time I went to LA for comedy. I went out there for Stand Up NBC. Stand Up NBC flew me out, paid for the hotel and all that. But they don't give you no.
No. You gotta take care. You gotta take care of yourself
to go eat food.
No, they don't want you to eat.
They already like, nigga, I put you on a plane
in
a hotel.
Yeah.
So I'm out there flat,
broke.
Like literally, sister and mom. If they didn't kick in a couple dollars, I was gonna be hungry.
Yeah.
Out here trying to tell jokes.
Yeah.
So like now when the shit spin and a couple things hit, and now I can finally got some food to eat, I still give them credit because it's like the thing that I got to get to this part, had I tripped, I wasn't going to get there, yo. So it's like a lot of that shit, I really give credit. Like, like I think had it been different if I was raised with my brothers and not my sisters.
Yeah.
I might not, because none of my brothers are somebody you could just call up on the phone today.
Yeah, and get some support or get even like a light conversation.
One is on the other side of,
right.
And then the other one we don't know.
Right.
So it's like, I could have had a different lifestyle if I wasn't getting the type of love I was getting. So like, I give them mad credit, yo. I really, shit would have been different.
Yeah, well, we love giving ladies credit.
Shit would have been mad different, yo. Family definitely makes a difference with like, the direction I could have went. Like my mom's put me in a troubled youth program at this church.
How old were you?
I was in junior high.
Okay.
Junior high, and I think.
And you were getting into like little stuff, like a little annoying trouble, and she decided.
No annoying trouble. I wasn't mischievous. I was quiet, didn't say nothing. But the second the kid brushed past me, I was like, I couldn't wait to hit somebody.
You were like, here we go again.
Yeah, it's just like that.
Why
was my
isn't this
problem.
school bigger?
That was my problem. It's like I wouldn't start any fights or anything, but I wasn't playful either. So like you smack my book on the floor, I'm not like, oh, let me just get my book and we call it a day.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do something now.
Yeah.
And then you gotta call moms and security.
What kind of stuff did they make you do at that program?
The program was wild. I remember one time we had the retreat. They called it something brothers retreat or some shit. Everybody loaded up on this bus. They drove us a couple hours up into the woods, mountains and shit. And then we get off the bus and they start on some full on scared straight shit.
Oh no.
Like dead ass. Let's go. Like get the fuck off, get your shit. And they running on the bus and
oh my gosh.
We go into these little like huts. Like I forgot what you would call them. There's like a campsite shit.
Yeah.
But like,
cabins?
Cabins. It's cabins with like bunk beds and all of that shit.
Yeah.
Get in there and they slamming the doors. And
very
then
dramatic.
That same night we arrive, they come back at like 1, 2 in the morning. Get up, knocking on all the doors. Get up. It's raining outside. They have everybody come outside. No fucking umbrella, nothing. In your little stupid drawers or whatever.
No.
Push-ups now in the rain. Niggas is crying.
Where was it?
I don't know if it was like
upstate New York.
It was definitely East Coast shit. It took like 2-3 hours to drive up on one bus. I remember niggas was getting robbed on the bus. This one kid got robbed for his PlayStation.
Because it's a whole bus full of bad kids.
He got robbed for a PSP.
On
the bus going up.
On the way to the place where they're teaching you not to rob.
But it was like one of them situations. It was this one kid.
He deboed him.
It was kind of like this, where it's like some of the kids in there, most of them was in there for like, yo, we active.
But
like,
other ones were like the community or the
legitimately,
family.
like their parents was like, oh,
he needs to experience more.
Yeah, he doesn't have a father figure at home. Isn't this a good place for a boy? And he's like, I'm gonna get eaten alive.
He's like they took my shoes.
Legitimately, like some people wasn't, and I was one of them.
Yeah.
I was not on the side of the kids that was like,
yeah.
I'm tough, I'm active. I was like, oh my God, these niggas is gonna try to kill me. And
so they had you guys doing physical.
Like for real.
Was it mostly that?
Yeah, and then another day, they had this shit called some type of hike. So we go up this mountain thing, and at the top is like a flat surface with look like a little ring. That flat surface it's roped off. And this dude, I'll never forget his name, Brother Mutu. He goes up and goes, if you think you tough, pick that man out now and fight. He's like, I seen you talking shit all year. This one,
They're trying to do Fight Club?
Like, he was like, you tough?
They're trying to do Fight Club with kids?
He was like, you want to be a gangster? Let's see it right now.
Well, that would scare me straight.
And a lot of kids would be like, some would be like,
yeah.
And some would fold, and then some would be like, I was fucking waiting, nigga. Some was like,
we're free.
Yeah, some was like, I couldn't wait. All I wanted to do was kill this nigga. And then other ones was like, please stop.
They're like, all I needed was permission.
It was, I'll never forget that shit, yo.
How long were you there? Do you remember?
I think I did it for like 2 years.
Wow.
I think I did it for like two and a half years or some shit. It didn't make me like, I was never into the streets, so I didn't get scared straight. I was straight. If
they
anything,
were like, what are you here for? You were like, growth.
Legitimately, I got better at fighting because of that. Yeah, I mean, there were these fucking wolves robbing niggas at the place in church. In church.
Yeah.
The first time I got a knife pulled on me in the fucking bathroom was in that program in church. I'm peeing, a nigga put a knife on my neck. I'm like, oh my goodness, this not.
What did he want? Did he even want?
I don't.
To scare you.
He definitely wanted to scare me because after I was like flinched up and everything, and I completely bitched up. He was like, "Yeah, pussy." Yeah,
well,
and I was like,
I will say that I've done some therapy, and I've worked on my anger.
Good times.
Mr. Mutu. I've done some therapy. I've worked on my anger, and I honestly don't get angry often. I have found that for me, the thing that really gets me going is things related to entertainment and related to the industry that I can't change, as a whole. Like, I can't make certain spaces more comfortable. I can't make people act a certain way. I can't make people treat me a certain way, and that for me is very triggering because I don't care about nothing like I care about comedy, Right. Any job I ever had before, if somebody pissed me off, if I didn't like the energy there, I would just leave. And I treat a lot of my relationships like that. Like in my life, if I don't like a friendship or something like that, I'll just leave or I'll change it. I'll make it fit. But in comedy, it's this constant, like, you can't change everybody. It is what it is. So I have a few techniques that I use when I get angry in comedy. And I want to run them by you. And you tell me if you think this will work for you. All right. One is called the gray method. And that's when somebody's saying something disrespectful to you or wilding out at you and you give them nothing. Meaning you don't feed into their energy and you show them that they are so big and so boisterous, which is just a terrible feeling. To be wilding out on somebody and they're not wilding out. Like, it just does something internally for your human and shuts that down. You think you could handle that? Going gray?
Yeah, going gray, that's easy.
I don't believe you. Okay, next one.
I don't believe you.
Next one. I think you'll like this one. If I'm really angry, I'll just say what they said at me. I'll just say it back. So, like, if you say, like,
Hot Pocket.
Hot Pocket? Hot Pocket over here. It's harsh, right? When you say something that you think is cool and somebody says it back at you and they mock you even just a little bit. Or even don't mock you. They say it the same way. Hot Pocket.
You kind of start doubting it.
You're like, why does it sound like that? Did I sound like that? Yo, you think you could do that?
All right, we'll call that down.
I thought you would like that one.
It's light work.
Okay, and this last one, which I really think you're going to like, is that when someone says something angering or disrespectful to me, I
uppercut them. No, all right.
I laugh.
Giggles. I knew that was coming. That's what I was saying.
How did you know?
I knew that was coming.
I mean, in my life, when people have really like come to me with anger about something, 98% of the time it's been pretty funny to me.
That is funny.
Because even as much as a few weeks ago, I had a comic say to me, Chanel, do you like me? And I said, not right now. Not right now. I fucking hate you. Because you would even say something like this in like mixed company on the street with everybody that you would even invite that type of energy. Yeah, I hate you. You seem like a buzzkill. Yeah, that's for sure. Funny. But also it made me laugh, which I think made him more angry. So those are my three methods. You like those?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. I'm gonna add the uppercut, but I'm gonna.
I mean, all right. What's something that I don't get into? I feel like
not anymore.
Not in comedy. I found that only in like.
I only want to hurt niggas in comedy.
I haven't had anybody in comedy.
And people. I don't know if you know this, but people have asked me, like, not as much anymore, but they've asked me if I'm related to Muhammad Ali. When I first started in New York, people used to ask me that all the time. Which, first of all, I think is very racist because Ali is like an insanely popular last name, especially in the Middle East where my mom is from and that's her name. But second of all, if I was related to Muhammad Ali, Wouldn't I be punching comedians all the time?
Wouldn't I be not here talking to your bum ass?
I would be booked on every show because people would be so afraid. I would be knocking comedians out left and right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing, too. Like, I've thought, like, there's moments where, like, comics, like, it's not because I don't see this guy around. One time a dude was, like, being a little crazy. Mm-hmm. We're at an open mic. He was standing behind me. The mic is packed. It's at the Creek in the Cave. Mm-hmm. Mic packed, and he's standing behind me. He taps me on my arm. He goes, yo, move.
I'm trying to see.
Yeah,
you in the way. We all in this garage together.
The garage shit. So I'm like, I'm like, bro, it's packed.
Like, where you want me to go?
Right. So I'm chilling. So I'm like, this nigga bugging. You know, you try to blow something more. Right. You like, this nigga bugging, bro.
Yeah.
Move. This is crazy and shit.
Yeah, but he's sitting there thinking about the hot 3 minutes that he has.
And then in there is packed. You remember the shit?
Yes.
It's shoulder to shoulder.
And it used to get hot.
It's hot. There's no move.
Yeah.
This guy double taps me on my cheeks. I felt a cheek tap. Move. And I looked at him and like I felt like
you went back to
I
that
felt
camp.
red.
You went back to that camp where they took you out. They said, "Are you ready to fight him?" It started to emit
my body like. And and just literally, I'm looking at this. I'm like, I'm staring into this nigga's spirit. And then I get the call.
Yeah.
Name out the bucket. Patrick calls Andre Thompson, and then I
you
go
were like,
on,
ooh.
dead silent, and I go, bro. The reason nothing's happening is because I truly care about my career. If I didn't want this as bad as I wanted to hurt you, you have no fucking clue.
Somebody didn't save your life right now by calling my name.
I want this more than I want to do something dumb.
I also saw that you want to get a weighted blanket.
I did buy a weighted blanket. You
did already?
Yeah, I bought a weighted blanket. That bitch
how much
heavy.
does it weigh?
30. It's not.
I house sit for a friend once, and I tried her weighted blanket. I was really hype about it, and then like in the middle of the night, I had to get up and use my inhaler, and I was like, "What's that?" Oh, it's the blanket. It's too. I was like, man, I've been really struggling to breathe. I was like, dang, I don't think I could do weighted blankets because it really had me like I could not catch my breath.
It's like,
so have you tried it?
Yeah, I bought it. I fucking use it as a blanket. I put no thought. I put no thought into this blanket.
You just bought whatever weighted blanket.
I heard weighted blanket, better sleep, REM, or whatever. I'm like,
so you don't know yet to have like some data on it. If it's better.
No goddamn data.
You're like, I'm warm.
Yeah, I'm like, I slept. I know I slept.
You're like, I woke up.
I know I slept. I did it.
You are driving. Are you still a comedian with a car?
Yes.
Okay, because I also saw you tweet about like having car trouble.
Oh yeah, my little Honda.
Have you taken the train recently?
I took the train today, twice.
And were they nice to you?
Anyone sit next to me?
Were they nice to you on the train?
Here's the thing with trains. I think it's like a little train etiquette. You get in. I don't touch nothing. I keep my hands. You know what I mean?
You don't bump into people. You don't even feel them.
I try to I want to fucking go into the wall. Like I want to disappear and then come out on my stop.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to make contact with nobody.
Yeah. You're pretty intimidating. I could see that people.
But that's the thing. I'll be trying to walk away from them. You're like, you look intimidating.
They're like, excuse me.
I'm like, this nigga's scary. I'm leaving. I'm intimidating. Y'all intimidating. Your fucking eyes don't be blinking and shit. There's people, I see somebody that look a little sketch. I'm like, I'm not sitting here. I'm going way the fuck down there, change my car, all that.
One of the last things I want to ask you about is I talk about this idea of feeling taller. Like sometimes when I accomplish something big, somebody say to me, "Hey, I just saw you in the CW. How do you feel about it?" I'm like, "Yo, I feel like 5'7" today."
I thought you were gonna say a big ass number, like 10 feet tall.
I'm realistic. No, I feel like a whole inch. I grew
a whole inch taller.
5'7" out here.
5'7".
You
that's
know
work.
What makes you feel tall?
What makes me feel tall? Damn, that's a fucked up question.
You tall. Come on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
for a comedian, especially.
I think I'm at the baseline of tall. I'm not crazy tall. I'm at the entry market.
No, but what in your life makes you feel like? Because I feel that way when I have, All
right, you spoke about trains, right?
Yeah.
The one thing I would always think about is when I get on the packed train and I can still see over everybody's heads for the most part. I'm like, this kind of funny. Just mad little head tops. It's all diverse because I'm in New York. Just
Dang.
diverse head tops.
That's
just,
a whole different world up there.
you know, bald hair, weave, just braids.
Train
bald
to
spot,
train.
You know, a little baseball cap.
This is I mean, even that is enough for, I feel like, us to start a GoFundMe to get you back in your car. Because I don't know.
This the shit. The city done fucked up driving. That's the
Yeah.
shit. It's just that certain times of day, it's not feasible
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
to drive
I've
and
missed-
not be, and you know how I'm high strung.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be stressed about my car the
not good
entire
for it.
fucking
It's not
time.
good for it.
Am I getting a ticket right now? They
Yeah.
towing my shit.
Yeah.
Like that's always going through my head if I come around a
wild
weird
stressful.
time. Or you got to pay $80 to park your shit.
I feel like having a kid in New York is reminiscent of, like, having a baby. You wake up in the middle of the night. Is it
I
okay?
be, yo, for
Did
real.
somebody take it? You
For
know,
real. I have
it's
to have
stressful.
apps on my phone so I can keep track
Oh,
of the
yeah.
car and when to move the motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's just like that part of having a car. I kind of want a motorcycle.
I won't co-sign that decision.
Anybody I ever talk to and even make eye contact with
Yeah.
tells me no vehemently.
It's really dangerous.
I know, but they're so
there's like
cool
no covering for your body.
and really good on gas.
So good on gas. I would like to see your motorcycle and raise you a pink moped.
I'm not against the moped action, yo.
I'm talking
But
like
hold
something
on.
that doesn't go more than like 32 for you.
But and even that. So when I was talking about the motorcycle, I'm talking about usually the ones I look at is a Honda 250 or 350, which is
Okay.
a small engine. Them
Yeah.
shits top speed is like 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's
That's a little too much, I think, for you. But
But the mopeds
Yes.
also
Yeah.
top out at like 65
oh,
usually.
really? We're gonna get you a little kid one.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not
Yeah.
even that far of a difference.
I want one that's really low to the ground for you. I want you to look like Bowser. I want to get you a little vest that has spikes.
Even speaking about that, I like that made me think of go-karts.
Yeah.
There's certain things that's like, I guess, I don't know how you amusement park type of things. Go-kart, top 5.
You're always gonna get in line for some go-karts?
Go-karts, I'm in.
You're
I'm
like,
in
I'm
for
pushing
go-karts.
kids out the way.
I'm in bumper cars too.
Bumper cars is lit.
Just driving without rules.
Oh, yes, no, that's fun. I always get the broken like car though. Always.
You always get the broken car.
Yeah.
You gotta look. The shit's,
No.
bumper cars is different from
Even if I
go-karts.
check it and they're like, no, you're good, like halfway through the experience, my shit always is broke.
How do you feel about paintball?
I love paintball, but
You're a good person.
when I did get hit by a paintball,
Come on,
I'm just
toughen up.
saying.
You made
I'm just
for
saying.
this.
And I saw a guy
from
that
Philly.
day. One of my friends shot my other friend in his neck, and then he immediately vomited. And I
Was
was
he
like,
close?
I don't know, like 12 feet, pretty close.
But that's the thing, though. They tell you from
Yeah,
like that.
it was like more like a funny thing, like a
yeah,
funny
you
boy
didn't
thing.
try to assassinate your fucking friend.
The boys do that. It's
I
funny.
don't be doing that shit.
The boys do that. It's funny. We
I
try to
don't
kill
be
each
trying
other.
to shoot nobody in
That's
the neck.
a boy thing. Look it up.
Boys do do dumb
Hey,
shit.
wouldn't it be funny if we all kill each other? It'd be so funny if I had to call your mom, tell her you died.
You vomited first. That's true, but I don't be pressing them type of.
Yeah, no,
There's
me
certain
either.
games like I'll watch, the fucking ridiculousness and type of
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And I'll see certain things, and I'm like, that couldn't fly with none of my friends. I couldn't
Yeah.
do somebody sleeping and you start drawing dicks on his face. So I
I
couldn't
don't
imagine. What the
I don't
fuck.
trust a lot of things that people trust, like snakes. Any animal that you can't really tell when they're mad, I don't like it. Like, you think the snake is just closing
Animals
up.
without emotion.
He's trying to kill you right now. He's too small, so he can't. But he's
Cold-blooded?
trying to. Yeah, this is my little garden snake. Is it funny how he looks around my fingers? He's trying to cut. He's trying to get that circulation.
I would have, if I was to pick a reptile, I think an iguana would fit me better than a snake. Because iguanas are reptiles, they cold blooded, but they mad, like relaxed.
They're like a dinosaur.
They be just chilling and
They're
shit.
like little dinosaurs.
They put their little hand on their face.
I kind of was like a sugar glider.
Oh, that's
Those
the
are
shit that
cute.
Matt had?
Yeah, and they jump off and they like fly, but I don't know like how nasty their poop is. I imagine it's got to be gross.
Why? It's too small to have
Yeah,
something
but
crazy.
they seem like the type that would like poop whenever.
Oh, mid-flight.
Or in their bed, like they not, I don't know.
Mid-flight.
I haven't Googled them. I don't want to talk shit about any sugar gliders if y'all are listening.
Sugar got a community.
Okay, the last thing
SGC.
we're gonna do before you tell everybody where to follow you and where to find you
Oh, shit.
is that I like to play a game called I'm Good Right Here.
Bet.
I don't even know if that's what the game is called. I think I name it something different every episode. But
Hell
the
yeah.
rules are that we're going to pretend like I'm passing you a drink
All right.
or a smoke. And you are already at a point in your night where you know
I'm good.
Enough is enough. And so the goal of the game is to give me a different response every time that other people can use if they find themselves in that position, okay? And to be creative, okay? So I'll give you a second if you want to think.
No.
It's fun to play it. Okay, so you'll go first. You pass me a proverbial Mad Dog 2020, and I will decide that it's okay.
All right.
Dang, I would, but I just started taking this creatine supplement, and I don't even know how that would mix with my blood.
Damn, yo.
You got really excited about that
Only
idea.
reason is because girls don't even. They don't even.
That's not the point of the game, Andre. It's not supposed to make sense. You're making an excuse.
I'm like, damn.
He's like creatine and weed go great together.
I'm like, that wouldn't stop.
He's like, are you trying to get a dumpy or not? You're not going to feel the muscle fatigue.
You're gonna be good. You're gonna be good.
Okay, you ready?
All right, I'm ready.
Hey, yo, I got this crazy liqueur. It's insane. It's got to be fucked up. You want some?
I'm going to go to sleep if I drink that. I'm not even cut out for that right there. I'm a lightweight, yo, so, if you want me to be fun.
Now, kids, that's a really powerful lesson because if you pass out, ain't nobody moving you.
You know what I'm saying? What you got to do, I think, when they offer you something, you got to make you not fun. Don't turn it down.
You gotta warn them.
You I can't even handle that. You too much for me.
You're like, I'm gonna do it, but who's gonna clean it up?
Animal.
Who's gonna clean it up?
You gotta make yourself not fun.
That's a good plan. Okay, let's do one more round. You pass it to me first. You pass it to me. You know what? I would do that. I would totally do it, but it's giving me flashbacks to when I went to this women's improvement camp when I was young, and they made us fight each other. And you know what? All the kids who wanted to fight were doing drugs. Damn. So, in respect for the kids that got beat up, I don't even do that anymore. That's not even my thing. But you know what, though? I do have some Everclear here that I mix with a little bit of, DMT. And I would love it if you tried it, because we're all doing it. We're all doing it.
I got to drive, though. So, if I had took like a train or something, but I have a vehicle, so I can't DMT and drive.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck around and drive into like a tree thinking it's home or something. I don't know.
No.
It's dangerous.
It's no good, because then maybe your
home.
management might drop you.
You know what I'm saying?
All types of things could happen in your life.
This Jonathan.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it too much.
He was just about to become the guy.
He was just about, but
he
you gotta
let
that be a lesson to you. If you have a lot of skill and a lot of things that you're trying to pursue in your life in front of the public eye, do not think that your skeletons will never come out, because they do.
It's not even a skeleton it wasn't some old shit.
You don't know.
He did it in the moment.
You don't know.
Oh, you saying
what I know and what we know from being entertainers is that a PR agency, it's their job to stack everything against you so that you can fight for your reputation and your name, right? So if he had a little incident a few weeks ago, and for the last few weeks, this PR agency has been digging up to find information about it, digging up to find anything that anybody else is going to report about him, digging up what he could say to justify it, and they have determined they don't want to be a part of it, then it's deeper than that. It's deeper than what little thing he maybe did. It's got to be significant.
You've been punching motherfuckers for years.
Because what studio exec do you know has such a good heart that they would drop a person because they think they're bad, or they'll drop a person because they think they're bad for business? And that's a lesson we gotta learn. I did see
this shit. Like, once the thing came out, I started seeing all of these like different accounts about how certain directors or whatever was like, oh, he was very aggressive. I was like, none of that. I've never seen none of that stuff until the incident.
No, me either.
I don't know. It's just he was like fucking.
I
ain't never seen a motherfucker so visibly close to.
About to be the star.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got everything. You got all of it. You're in every movie, every commercial, every magazine, every Instagram post, every TikTok.
Everybody knows your nose.
He's everywhere. And then.
Boom. So let that be a lesson to you.
Stay away from white women.
I knew you were going to say that.
You knew I was going to say that.
I knew you were going to say that. That's
how you knew I wasn't going to say that? The nigga had it in the picture.
It's a reasonable thing to say in
if you on Instagram, you going to say that.
It's very significant. But still, more so than that, keep your temper in check and use your methods when
it was a temper issue for him?
We don't know. But if he made bad decisions, he probably didn't have his attitude in check. And I think that's a good place to start.
Here's what you do to everybody when you feel like y'all might lose it right now. Evacuate.
Just leave.
The second you feel like, I want to hit this, don't finish the sentence. Leave. Always make abrupt Irish exits.
I've made people very uncomfortable by me just deciding to pivot out of a conversation.
Don't say nothing to nobody.
I sometimes feel like I do it in a very autistic way where I'll be talking to somebody and I don't like it and I'll be like, okay, bye.
That's fine.
And then I just get up.
It's perfect.
And then I just go out of their lives.
Fucking, and also the more successful you are, the better you are at these random abrupt exits.
And they should respect it. And they should respect it. How many times have I said to somebody, hey, I got to go tape a podcast. I got to go.
Because, like, think about it like this, right? Say you super broke. You start thinking about how I'm going to get home, how I'm going to do this, When you got a little bit of money, you could be like, I'm leaving right now. I'm getting out of this Uber, and I'm going to call another one.
Yeah.
And that shit will be here in 2 minutes.
If anything, fight hard to get money so that you don't have to ever sit somewhere you don't want to sit. Fight hard for that.
Don't keep that shit under checks. Leave.
Tell everybody where they can find you and what you got coming up.
I was gonna see like how long I could hold it. That's very annoying.
But
that's
you
very
was
annoying.
late today.
So you can find me if you type Andre D Thompson on Al Gore's internet. I should pop up on one of them pages. You know what I'm saying? And then you go right ahead and be like, "Yerp," and I'll be like, "Hey, what I got coming up?" There's gonna be shows and shit. You know, I'm be in a play, so it's gonna be that. The play is called Race Movie. The play. Race. The play. The movie. The play or the movie. If you type Andre D Thompson on Al Gore's internet, that'll give you a lot more answers than I'm capable of currently giving. I'm drinking coffee out of a pomegranate juice box, so that's where my life going. You feel me? Have a good day, people. Stay blessed.
Andre D Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, follow him on all of the socials. I am Chanel Ali. This is the Girls Guide podcast. It's been a wild ride, but I think we haven't really destroyed the studio.
Girls
so
Guide.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Girls Guide.
Also, tune in to me on the Great American Joke Off on the CW, Fridays at 9:30. Watch it. It's me and British comedians paneling. I'm doing it for the Yanks. Tune in.
On the WB.